Alright, so today I'm gonna try to teach you guys a few things that you can do with Geometry Sketchpad. And to do this, we're gonna go through how to make a Kaleidascope and a couple of other tools based on that. So first what we want to do is we want to make our shape for that we want to make the Kaleidascope out of. And we are using the shape making tool right here. And how you use that is you just click out your points for the number of vertices you want your shape to have, and then you click the point you started on to close the shape. Alright, so now that we have our shape that we want to make a kaleidoscope out of, we're going to talk about a couple of the things we're going to do to make this thing. So the main thing we're doing with this is we are rotating the shape twice to try to create some images. So in order to do this, we're just gonna create two segments as shown here. So then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to select your the interior of your shape you have, and double tap this bottom line here, because that's the line we're gonna reflect first. And what you do by double tapping is up here in the transform menu, normally you have mark mirror, and double tapping the line does that for you. So that's just a helpful trick. So then all you do is you click reflect, and it will reflect it over that line. And then we're going to change the color of the shape by going to display, and then color, and then I'm going to choose red for now. Okay, so now that we have this one shape flipped, what we want to do is we want to shape this image that we just created over our second line, which we mark with a mirror, mark as a mirror by double tapping. So then we reflect that, and now we have this second shape, which we're going to change the color of again. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to create your own tools using Geometry Sketchpad. Okay, so what you want to do first is you want to select the shape you started with, then you want to select the line you reflected over first and the second line you reflected over. Then you want to select the two actions that were the result of those reflections. So you want to select the first shape and then the second shape. And then you go down here to this arrow tool, click it, click and hold it, and then create new tool. Then we want to call this a double reflect, because that's what we just did. So then now that you've created this tool, you can click this button down here to use the new tool. You select a shape you want to double reflect. You select the first line and the second line, and it will create two new images for you. Now, you can continue this process until you have about 10 images. And I will start with the last new shape for to begin with. Alright, so now that we have a couple of outside points to play around with, we're beginning to have more of our kaleidoscope. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to dilate some of our figures that we got from before. So we're going to select all the blue ones now, and then we're going to mark this point in the middle for our point to dilate about. So we go to our dilation, and this is the scale factor, so the new shapes will be half the size. If you put a negative sign in here, then the so the negative dilation flips this shape here from that one. But if you notice, this is also similar to a. Okay, so now that we have the inside blue shapes dilated, we're gonna do the same thing for the red. So we're gonna dilate, but this time we're just gonna use a normal factor so that the shapes are more spread out. And then I want to try this one more time so that we have 3 layers of shapes that can be that are going to be moving around once we finish our kaleidoscope. So we're going to dilate these again, and for fun we're just going to flip all of these. Alright, so now what you can do to get your kaleidoscope going is you can click your shape, then go to display and animate the pentagon, and then as you can see all the other shapes start moving around. You know, it makes kind of kaleidoscopy looking thing. Alright, so however, if you noticed, the shape was moving around a lot. So what we want to do to fix this is we want to take these points, first off what we want to do is we want to construct 3 new circles, since we have 3 more vertices in our shape than we have for lines of reflection. Then what you want to do is you want to take a point and a line or a circle, go up to display, I think it is, maybe it's edit. Yeah, alright, so you want to go to edit and you want to come down to merge points, or merge point with line, and now this point will be stuck on this line segment, so the shape can only change but so much. So we want to do the same thing with all these points and the circles. And the reason you want to do this, like I said before, is just to help kind of keep the kaleidoscope within a bound of movements. This will also actually keep the kaleidoscope more interesting looking, which we can see in a minute. Alright, so that was a good point to bring up. Always make sure you have the right things clicked when you're trying to use a tool, because that can obviously affect how this works. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to hide all the objects that we used to make this original kaleidoscope. And how we're going to do this is we're going to start by selecting all the points and lines that where it came from our original construction, which unfortunately can take a while. Once you have all your points selected there, you can come up here to display and go to, or maybe it's in edit again. Give me a second. Yeah, it's under edit. You want to come to edit, go to action buttons, and go to hide show. And this creates a button that will hide or show your starting shapes. And then you can come down to this alpha 2 here, and actually, I'm pretty sure you can change the name of this. Yeah, there we go. You just double tap that button when the alpha tool is selected, and we can call this show set up objects. Okay. So now unselect the alpha tool if you want to be able to use that button, and now we can pull those up and whatnot. So then what you can do is you can also create an action button again. This time you can make an animation button, and you want to select your original pentagon, just because that's the original shape you had, so it's the one that makes the most sense to be moving around. So then now you can hide your points, and then when you click this animate pentagon button, all the shapes move around. And it looks a lot like a kaleidoscope now. And then you can click the animate pentagon button again to stop it. So yeah, I hope this has showed you a pretty, I hope this was a pretty helpful section, and good luck to you. One last bit of advice, you can actually also make a tool for your kaleidoscopes if you want to take the time to click all these different shapes that you have created from your new pentagon. Just like you clicked the lines and the two shapes from before, you would click your original pentagon, the two lines, and then all of these individual shapes that you created from your original kaleidoscope. I hope this was helpful. Good luck.